Alright, hey everybody, want to Wisdom here. It is, I guess it's Tuesday the 8th now, 2 something in the morning, not real sure. Anyway, just got round 5 results done a little bit before midnight in our Castaways versus Newlanders. Of course, we're in Stage 2, Castaways versus Castaways, Newlanders versus Newlanders. Overall records from both Stage 1 and Stage 2 will be combined when we see the final bracket there. May keep this one open a week or 10 days, probably not the 2 weeks. Although I could, it'll probably just depend on the time frame, what's going on with Swap Force. That said, this round 6, Air versus Undead being our first matchup, technically our second to last. Our very last one will be next time. Round 7, it'll be Air versus Water kicking things off. But that said, you should know the drill by now. If not, what you do, you head over to the blog oneofwisdom.com. You go to the right hand side, scroll down, you'll see the Twitter feed. Just below that is when you'll start seeing the active polls or polls that have recently closed. What you can do in this case, you come in, for example, our first match, Warnado versus Ghost Roaster. You pick your favorite character. This isn't just battle mode. It isn't just which pose you like better. It's everything you can possibly think of. Case in point, you might think Ghost Roaster would slaughter Warnado in battle mode. You might like Warnado's pose better. You might feel like Ghost Roaster is the more unique character, but then you might actually enjoy playing as Warnado better. Factor in everything. The pose, the aesthetics, how well you like them, the voice acting, battle mode, your personal experience with them, how you feel about their upgrades, etc. Just anything you can think of. Again, I kind of mentioned this last time in round 5 results. If you had Warnado and Ghost Roaster in a room, those were your only 2 Skylanders, and somebody said you could pick one to play the game, that's what you essentially do. It's basically which of these 2 going head to head is your personal favorite. Again, I'm not sure on the time frame on this one. I may just keep it 2 weeks since we only have this one in round 7 left. It'll just, again, probably hinge on Swap Force. I guess I'll reserve the right to close them at any time. But we'll at least give it, a week or until Sunday or something. That said, our very first matchup, Castaways versus Castaways. We have got our number 5 seeded Castaway Warnado. The battery light just came on, and these are brand new batteries. I don't know what the deal is with that. But Warnado 5-3 against the Newlanders. 3-2 against his fellow Castaways, puts him at 8-5. Besting our number 5 Warnado, we have number 2 ranked Ghost Roaster. 7-1 against the Newlanders, 4-1 against his fellow Castaways. He was just beaten by Camo in our previous round. These 2 going head to head again, number 5 versus number 2. Pick your favorite, which one you prefer. Go to the blog oneofwisdom.com, make your selection. Click vote. Again, you do need to actually click submit or vote after you've selected your character. And repeat the process all the way through Pop Fizz versus Chill. These are 2 of my personal favorites. It's a good thing I don't have to make a decision right now. I think I know what I would do. But as usual, I will save my personal opinions for the round 6 results. This next one, it may not be a big matchup to most people, but again, very interesting to me because these 2 are pretty even playing field in terms of what I think of them. Dino Ring comes in as our number 6 ranked Castaway. He is 5-3 against the Newlanders, 2-3 against his fellow Castaways, overall putting him 1 above 500 at 7-6. That said, Camo really needs no introduction at this point. He is our number 1 ranked Castaway, number 1 overall. 8-0 against the Newlanders, and with his convincing win over Ghost Roaster in round 5, 5-0 against his fellow Castaways. He's 13-0, undefeated, perfect mark. Number 1 versus number 6. We have seen upsets before. Don't know that it would happen this time, but you never know. That's why every vote matters. If you're a big Dino Ring fan, you definitely need to rally the troops for this one. Next matchup. This one's actually fairly interesting. Not quite sure how it'll pan out. I think I know what everyone will do. Sunburn comes in as our number 4 ranked Castaway. 6-2, very impressive against the Newlanders. Here against his fellow Castaways, sub 500 now at 2-3, still puts him at 8-5, good for 4th overall. And trolling in from the background is none other than Boomer, America's favorite Castaway. He is 5-3 against the Newlanders, 1-4, struggling here against his fellow Castaways. Puts him at 6-7, just a game under 500. He's ranked number 7 amongst the Castaways. So essentially 4 versus 7. I know what I would do here. Pretty sure I know what everyone else would do here. They don't necessarily align in this particular instance. But Boomer, 1-4 here against his fellow Castaways, but he has competed each and every time. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Our last Castaway matchup. I think this one has the potential to be... Maybe it's Sunburn and Boomer. Yeah, I'll say Sunburn, Boomer in this matchup here. My picks to be the tightest. Voodoo comes in last place amongst our Castaways. 3-5 against the Newlanders. Winless at 0-5 against his fellow Castaways. Puts him at a mark of 3-10. Wham-Shell, meanwhile, coming in excited about his light core pose. Number 3 ranked Castaway. He was 7-1 against the Newlanders. Really well there. 3-2 against his fellow Castaways. Puts him at 10-3. Opposite sides of the spectrum. 3-10, 10-3. I know who I would pick here. I think I know what the popular consensus is going to be here. Again, may not align with that, but Voodoo, again, kind of like Boomer, he has been the record 0-5 in particular. You wouldn't know it, but he has been right there. He has never really been blown out completely, so definitely a contender in anything. That said, I think I'll stick with that. Sunburn, Boomer, and Voodoo Wham-Shell probably my pick for the tightest matchup. What I mean by that is the lowest margin of victory. Next matchup, we move to the Newlander side of the equation. We have none other than JetVac. He swings in, picking up a win last time around. 1-7 against the Castaways. 1-4 against his fellow Newlanders. Puts him at 2-11, 6th overall. Skating in off of a loss to Shroom Boom, we have Fright Rider. 3-5 against the Castaways, which is actually a pretty good mark. And then 3-2 against his fellow Newlanders. Again, he is coming off of the upset against Shroom Boom there when he got beat. 2-11, 6-7. That's how their 13 matches break down. This is a tough one for me. Based on what we've seen, I feel like I know what y'all are going to vote for. Pretty sure I know what I'll do. Again, I'll save my personal opinions for the results, but for me, this is probably, like 55-45 type thing. For everyone else, it may be more like a 70-30. Just a rough guess there. But for me personally, amongst the Castaways, Newlanders, if you will, 2 of my favorites right there. This next matchup could be interesting. Flashwing comes in. She went 1-7 against the Castaways, not doing too great. That said, 3-2 against her fellow Newlander. She has definitely stepped up her game here. Puts her at a combined mark of 4-9 for 4th place amongst the Newlanders. Coming in with the upset win over Fright Rider in round 5, we've got Shroom Boom. He's currently our number 5 ranked Newlander, 1-7 against the Castaways. 2-3 is his mark against his fellow Newlanders. Puts him at 3-10. So essentially, this is a tight race here. Number 4 Flashwing, number 5 Fright Rider. They're separated by a game in the standings. I know what I would do here. Feel like it'll probably be what everyone else does. That said, you saw last time really close matches and quite a few of them. Upsets, I definitely say Shroom Boom was an upset based on our previous marks, given he and Fright Rider's records. So this one could turn out to be fairly interesting. Again, record-wise, they are right there together. Our next matchup, I have it slated to be the biggest blowout. Hotdog, what can I say? The guy is hot. He comes in 6-2, very respectable mark, particularly given it was up against the Castaways. 4-1 against his fellow Newlanders. He's done really well there. Good for a mark of 10-3. He is our number 2 ranked Newlander, only behind the powerful Potion Master Pop Fizz. Being his opponent in this round 6 is none other than Sprocket. She comes in not doing so hot. 1-7 against the Castaways. Again, her win came in round 1 against Boomer. Against her fellow Newlander, she is winless at 0-5. Good for a combined mark of 1-12, last place. So, number 2 Hotdog, number 8 Sprocket. This is what I have slated to be our biggest blowout. Could be wrong, but it's what I'll personally pick for that one. Definitely know what I would do. Really feel like I have a grasp for what everyone else is going to do there. Outside of a few hardcore folks. That brings us now to our final matchup. This one could be interesting. Might not be as big a blowout as people think, or it could be a landslide and I could be an idiot. Pop Fizz. He is our number 1 ranked Newlander. 5-3. Again, really good mark against the Castaways. Perfect record of 5-0 against his fellow Newlanders. He's on pace to go undefeated against his peers here. Again, number 1 overall at 10-3. He holds a tiebreaker with Hotdog in their head-to-head matchup, if anyone cares. Then, literally skating in, it is Chill. She comes in as our 7th ranked Newlander. 0-8 overall against the Castaways. Again, that's a tough group to do anything against. 2-3 against her fellow Newlander, so she's definitely picked up the game. Good for a combined mark of 2-11. She's technically tied with JetVac. My tiebreaker was JetVac's element came first. They'll actually square off in our final round 7. So that said, number 1, number 7. This could potentially be a blowout as well. I'll still stick with Hotdog Sprocket. I just feel like, it's really hard to say. I mean, Pop Fizz and Hotdog both do insanely well on this thing, but I'll stick with what I said there. This one, like I said, could be a landslide, or it might be closer than people think. I know what I would do. Not sure that lines up with popular opinion, but that is our matchup there: Pop Fizz versus Chill. And with that, that is what you have for your round 6 matchups in this stage 2 of our Castaways versus Newlanders. Again, all these polls with the combined records for the characters when I rattle off that 5-3, 3-2 for Warnado. That will be in the polls there. Then you can come in, make your selection. Again, make sure that you click vote or it won't go through. And if you start at Warnado and Ghost Roaster, make sure you slide all the way down. There will be 7 other matches. Again, you want to go down and vote for Pop Fizz versus Chill all the way through. Reason that's important, just in this past round, we had, how many was it, like 5 or 6 that were literally, 3 or 5 votes apart. Many of those, we had some polls where, say, 49 people voted, and then we had some where it was like 45 or 44. Just those 3 people that maybe abstained from voting could have swayed things, changed the winner, made a tie. You never know. That's why I say every vote is important, particularly in some of these tighter matches. Again, the only time I would advocate not voting, actually I never would, but say Warnado is your favorite, Ghost Roaster is your second favorite, you just can't bring yourself to make a decision, and you would be okay with either one emerging as a victor. Okay in that case, but I mean, say that you're a big Jet-Vac fan and a Fright Rider fan, but you prefer Fright Rider a little bit more, go ahead and vote for him. It's one of those things, you don't want it to come down to a 1 vote loss or 2 vote loss, and you think, man, I wish I would have voted after the fact. So go ahead, vote for everyone. Again, let's say you are a big Chill fan, and you feel like she's outgunned here against Pop Fizz. He's got a perfect mark against his fellow Newlanders. Tell your friends. If you like chill, you probably know people that like chill, whether it's the internet, at school, cousins, family members, whatever. Rally the troops, get more people to vote. Again, the more people we have, the better of a sample we'll have, and we will take it with that. But once again, big thanks to everyone for following along with this one, and particularly a big thank you for voting. Obviously, without people voting, this would not be fun. It would be me standing here with the matchups and telling you what I would do, and that would be the end of it. So it's pretty interesting to kind of see, you know, how your votes match up not only with mine, but then with everyone else that actually goes to the blog and votes. Kind of gives you perspective. You know, maybe I pull for JetVac and Mornado, and you do the same thing, and then you're shocked to see that everyone else went undead or something. The more involved you are, and the more you involve other people, the more fun it makes it. Again, the original goal with this, simply to give everyone something else to do with their Skylanders, and in part, there's no solo battle mode for me at this point in time, so I can't put Mornado on and go against you know, artificial intelligence, and I can't then turn the table and do the same with Ghost Roaster and have the computer player be Mornado. So I'd still love to see that, even if it was standalone, even if it had to be bought every year, or, you know, a patch to add new characters or something. But until that happens, this is a pretty cool way to get everybody involved, bring back some old characters, and again, let you factor in things past battle mode. Maybe they're neck and neck for you, Camo and Ghost Roaster, but you can't stand, or Camo and Dino Ring, but maybe you can't stand the way Camo sounds, so you give the edge to Dino Ring. Literally factor everything you want to into this. Essentially, what you're doing, which of the two do you like better? So that's what it all comes down to. Once again, though, the blog is oneofwisdom.com. Go to the right-hand side, scroll down just below the Twitter feed. That's where you'll start finding these polls and several others. I'm hoping to get some more brand new Swap Force ones up for you. But be sure to check that out. Cast your vote, spread the word, have fun with it. That's the number one thing. Chase McCain is hidden in a different position from last time. Remember to do that for you. But feel free to leave your comments, who you think can win, what you would do, and then, like I said, some point, a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, don't really know with this one. I will get it done a lot sooner than that last one. Swap Force is coming, and again, I'll kind of dictate when I fit this in based on all that. Case in point, if I get like all the figures day one that I was after, and I don't really have to hunt for anything or something, that'll give me a lot more free time here. If I get to a point in the game where I'm progressing and I don't have a figure necessary to open up half the gates or something along those lines, might slow down the playthrough and focus on stuff like this, but it will come, you know, sooner rather than later. So like I said, this is our second to last. The next round, which will begin air versus water, that'll be it for stage 2, and then stage 3 is essentially the tournament bracket. We're gonna go, you lose, you're gone, and only the strong will survive. So once we clear that out, I can kind of get back in, get some new stuff going for you. I think we'll have some fun with that. But like I said, big thanks to everyone who's helped out this far along, voted, had fun with it, left your comments and everything. Like I said, I will give my personal opinions in the round 6 results video. Make sure to subscribe. That will keep you up with all the latest, whatever point in time it is that I do, you know, reveal the results and introduce the next round. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Once again, thanks for watching, and we will catch you back here for the round 6 results in stage 2 of our Castaways versus Newlanders.